Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander's Core studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I'm going to be explaining why everyone's obsessed with these commanders right now. Let's jump into it. So first up, my goodness, Gastronaut has taken over commander tables. Over 4,000 decks to its name already. Over 1,000 in the last week. 4,324 decks, I guess I should say in total to be exact. A 2/2 Lobster Citizen. Yeah, you never thought a Lobster Citizen would be taking over Commander, but it is. For 2 mana in Boros. Artifacts you control are foods, addition of their types, and have the whole food thing. You know, pay 2, tap, sacrifice an artifact. You gain 3 life. By paying 1, tap, sacrificing a food, 1 damage each opponent. On top of that, oh, by the way, at the beginning of each end step, if you gain life this turn, untap Ghost. Now, this one is quite popular because, well, it's really fun. I mean, being able to turn everything that you have into food, essentially, and then sacrifice them and fling them at your opponents, and also kind of like lightning bolt every one of your opponents, and very easily untap this every single turn. Yeah, very, very easily. I mean, just one simple Basilisk Collar does it. Cool creature has Death Touch and Lifelink. Yeah, Death Touch is great, but Lifelink is even better for this commander because all of a sudden it goes, hey, Ragast, you've got lifelink. Oh, okay, cool. Sacrifice a food, 3 damage each opponent. I will gain 9 life. Yeah, you gain 9 life. Oh, and then it untaps at the end step, and the next turn you do it again. With each trip around the table, you're gaining, 36 life if you're sacrificing 4 foods, essentially, which are any artifacts, of course, and also dealing out all that damage, too. And, of course, with your food that you're sacrificing, I mean, Ichor Wellspring, now apparently a food that you are chucking at opponents. Artifact for 2. Enters the battlefield, or display the graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. So yeah, these little artifacts that essentially, give you ETB value, but also give you LTB value, help you so much. And of course, just like, make a bunch of servos. Say a lunch of servos. A lunch of servos basically because they're foods now, right? But make a bunch of servos, make a bunch of treasures, make a bunch of this, make a bunch of that. There's so many different things that you can fling at your opponents. Do so with this commander because, well, Lobster Citizens that throw food are here to stay. Next up, with just over 4,000 decks to its name, 4,004 decks to be exact, but over the past week, over 2,000 decks built. We've got Hearthall, the World Seed. Yeah, this one is just spiking in popularity right now. A Ledge Artifact Spacecraft for 4 mana in Jund. Scout Station, of course. It's a, 6/7 when you actually have it with Flying Vigilance and Haste. With that being said, 2+, you're going to get to that quite easily with the station. Pay 1, tap, sacrifice a land, draw 2, replenish the land this turn. Once it gets to 8+, again, the 6/7 Flying Vigilance Haste part comes into play. Oh, and by the way, also, whenever you sacrifice a land, each opponent loses 2 life. Absolutely brutal, absolutely amazing. Yeah, being able to utilize this commander as one that can be a great draw engine for you while also utilizing, extra lands to play, sacrificing lands, landfall. You gotta love all those synergies that are going on. I mean, how about synergies, with the Gitrog monster? Obviously, a commander that is not unfamiliar, I would say, with the sacrifice land strategy, obviously. A 6/6 frog that has Death Touch for 5 mana in Golgari. Beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice the Gitrog monster, unless you sacrifice a land. You play a land on each of your turns. Whenever one or more lands are put in your graveyard from anywhere, draw a card. Now, obviously, Gitrog can go crazy with certain things, but with this one, you're really taking advantage of sacrificing your lands that are in play and drawing a ton of cards with it. So, now instead of just drawing 2 on that activation, you draw 3. But, of course, also just utilizing a simple 0 mana card like Zeriel, my goodness, sacrifice a land, you gain 2 life. This can be a game-ending play. Just at the end of the game, you're like, oh, I got 10 lands in play. My opponents, the one's got the most life is at 20. Okay, I sacrificed all my lands. Okay, you're all gone. Bye-bye now. Yeah, this commander is most definitely taking over, again, the hottest commander right now when it comes to the most decks built recently. But, don't be surprised if you see this one at the commander table right now, dominating. All right, buckle up for this next one with Kilo Apogee Mine. Now, this one started off incredibly hot and just keeps on going. This is one of the very first commanders spoiled in the entire set, in the entire precons as well. A 3/3 Robot Artificer with haste for 3 mana in Jeskai. Whenever it becomes tapped, proliferate. Yeah, very simple, very effective, but a commander that says, hey, you know what? Let's get proliferation here, there, and everywhere. Of course, I mean, attacking is one way to do it, right? That being said, although this does have haste, pretty early you can probably swing through safely at an opponent, but later on, a 3-3 is probably not going to, be all that safe, especially since it has no evasion. Now, you can give it evasion, or you can utilize things like Springleaf Drum. Artifact for 1, tap an untapped creature you control at 1 mana of any color. Being able to freely tap your commander lets you proliferate freely, and of course, there are ways to untap it. I mean, Freed from the Real has gotten very expensive thanks to this commander, and other things too, but yeah, being able to untap this commander, do it again multiple times in a turn can be great, and of course, taking advantage of that proliferation with something like Hearthall is even more insane. If you would proliferate twice instead. Oh, and by the way, this can become indestructible incredibly easily, but still, being able to proliferate here, there, and everywhere, you can do some absolutely incredible things. Yeah, there's a reason why Kilo Apogee Mine has over 3,260 decks to its name. It is a commander that, again, started off hot and just keeps on going. Wait until you see this next one, though. Again, blazing speed right now, just like in the actual art right there, too. Just going at hyperdrive speed. We've got over 2,218 decks to its name. Saduk Steadfast, second, a 3/5 Kavu Pilot for 4 mana in red. Other creatures you control have haste. That's already amazing, just granting your entire team haste. That being said, artifact cards and red creature cards in your hand have warp for 2 and a red. Yeah, being able to just go, oh, okay, I cheat this thing out into play for just 3 mana. Yeah, cool. Oh, but then it gets exiled to be an extensive. Oh, darn. There's ways around that. But then you can play it from exile anyways. So, yeah, normally you'd be like, oh, okay, well, warp doesn't give haste, but this pilot does. This commander does. You know, to give haste to my other creatures means I can cheat something into play for cheap. It can swing right away and basically through the breach my opponents, which is absolutely amazing. So, of course, something like a Tali Primal Storm, just get it out for just 3 mana, swing so quickly, and get that amazing attack trigger. A 6/6 Elder Dinosaur for 6 mana, attacks, exile a top card each player's library, may cast any number of them for free. Yeah, absolutely incredible. So much value to be had, again, for just 3 mana with that warp cost. And of course, though you can't keep it, oh wait, or can you? If you've got like a Conjurer's Closet, artifact for a 5, beginning of your end step, you may exile target creature control, return that card to the battlefield under your control. So basically, cheat into play for cheap, and then have it go away and come back, and then it's now recognized as a new permanent, and it doesn't leave because of that warp. So yeah, this is a commander that's basically like, hey, you know what? Let's just cheat things into play left and right, have fun, swing, do amazing things. What's not to love? Now let's switch up strategies though within Spirit Flagship Vessel. Over 2,120 decks to its name. Yeah, this is a really fun spacecraft. It's 3 mana in Jeskai. It is a station artifact, obviously. You're just like, oh yeah, okay, I'm going to tap my creatures to actually, station this spacecraft. For 1+, once you get to there, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put your choice of up to, well, a counter or 2 charge counters on up to 1 target artifact. So being able to get counters on something can be absolutely amazing for you, especially since it allows you to do charge counters. It lets you do some very exciting things. On top of that, though, once you get to 8+, it's a 5/5 flyer that says other artifacts you control have hexproof and indestructible. That is absolutely gross, absolutely amazing. And yeah, if you can protect this, your entire board is protected as well. Kind of like a build your own Avacyn in a way, but with hexproof as well. Lots of fun to be had there. That being said, of course, fun for you, not as much fun for your opponents, because luck scanning cards like this can come online incredibly easily thanks to this. Artifact for 4, tap a charge counter on this artifact, and then also tap, remove 3 charge counters from it, destroy target permanent. Being able to get those charge counters on it so easily means you can just keep activating this basically every single turn in a way, once you've got like other proliferation things in there, which you definitely will have. Everflowing Chalice. Again, even a card simple like this is like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's already going to be in the deck anyways. Artifact for 0, multi-kicker. Hey, enters with a charge counter for each time it was kicked. Taps for a colorless-free charge counter on it. Literally, if you just said, okay, I'm going to keep getting charge counters on this every single turn thanks to my commander, that's 2 free extra mana every single turn that you're building onto this. This will become absolutely massive in absolutely no time. Again, charge counters now have like a home for a commander like this, and one that, of course, can take advantage of a lot of great proliferation cards in these colors as well. Yeah, basically, build your own Avacyn, protect this, protect your entire board, have fun. You're not ready for this next one, though, and neither of your opponents was Zeriel, Genesis Shepherd. Zeriel. I can never know how to get that name right. Anyways, a 2/5 insect druid with flying for 5 mana in Jund. You may play lands from your graveyard. Whenever you sacrifice another non-token permanent during your turn, put a number of counters equal to Zeriel's power, Zeriel's power, whatever you say that, up to other target creature. I'm just going to call you Shepherd. There we go. Just like, what is that, Mass Effect? There we go, Shepherd. Wonder if that was inspired. Anyways, so this is a commander that says, you know what? Playing lands from your graveyard is super cool. All you need literally is just one like Evolving Wilds, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, yeah, every single turn I get a land drop. Awesome, amazing, good for me. Or if I've got a card like Harrow, I'm like, okay, sacrifice a land, go get 2 basics and play untapped. Oh, and then for my land drop of the turn, the land I sacrificed. Awesome. So now turning like ramp like this that has a downside into, well, not that much of a downside basically, because you just got to get that back anyways. On top of that, of course, sacrificing something, triggering your commander and saying, let's get some counters on another creature. Now, just starting off at a 2/5, getting 2 counters on another creature, that's nice. But of course, you can make that so much better. This color combination has so many good things to take advantage of, like Raised by Giants. Commander creatures you own have base power notice 10/10 or giants for their type, so now your commander is a 10/10. When you sacrifice any non-token permanent during your turn, you put 10 counters on something, plus any other anthems, any other, pump effects you might have. Yeah, this is a commander that says, you know what? I'm all about power. I'm all about sacrificing things. I'm all about getting lands out of my graveyard. I'm all about fun. This is where things get really interesting, though, with Infinite Guideline Station. A Wooburg commander, the best color combination, a Ledger Artifact Spacecraft. Whenever it enters, create a tap 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token for each multicolor permanent you control, which can be a lot, and we can talk about some ways to really take advantage of that and make it even more. It's got Station, of course, 12+, it's a flyer that is a 7/15. When it attacks, draw a card for each multicolored permanent you control. That is absolutely amazing. I mean, okay, here's the thing. You can make a massive army of massive robots just going, all right, blink. I blink you. Yes, it is not always a creature, and of course, if it does become a creature, then you blink it, you've got to reset it again. That's fine, but its ETB can get bigger and bigger and bigger throughout the game, where you make so many creatures. And of course, you can take advantage of that attack as well with those creatures too, because although those robots do start off as colorless, if you've got something like Leyline of the Guild Pact, my goodness, this is amazing. And it can be free, just free. Because if it's in your opening hand, you may begin the game with on the battlefield. Each non-land permanent you control is all colors. On top of that, land you control every basic land type. So basically, fix all your mana. Everything is all colors. So when you make robots, they're now all colors too. And then you blink your commander with something like Abuelo Ancestral Echo. For 3 mana in total, exile a target creature or artifact you control from the battlefield or control. You can extend step. Then you'll just go, okay, blink. Yeah, make like 10 robots. Okay, that's made 10. All right, next turn. Blink. Make 20 robots because they're all multicolored thanks to the Leyline. Yeah, things can get absolutely crazy with the right setup with this commander. And then attack and then, draw so many cards that your head will spin. This is a commander that could be so much fun. You can take advantage of it in so many ways. And of course, again, it's the best color combination. Pick it up. Tanuk is back at another spot in this list with over 1,683 decks. Tanuk Memorial Ensign. Now, this is one that, again, is an uncommon commander, but, well, if you are one of those players that's like, well, it's uncommon, it can't be that good, you are overlooking this one, and you're going to get dominated by this one. A 2/4 Kavu pilot for 3 mana in Gruul. Whenever a land you control enters, Tanuk deals 1 damage to each opponent. If this is the second time this ability resolved this turn, draw a card. Say, display Evolving Wilds, you crack it, all of a sudden you just dealt, 6 damage in total to all your opponents, essentially, right? I mean, 2 to each opponent, 6 in total. You know what I mean. And then you drew a card for just playing an Evolving Wilds. That's absolutely incredible, but of course, there are plenty of other ways to take advantage of this. I mean, here's the thing. Ramonep Excavator. 2/3 Snake Cleric for 3 mana. You may play land cards from your graveyard. Again, you just need 1 fetch land, and all of a sudden, every single turn, you are drawing a card on your turn. Because you're playing that Evolving Wilds, you're cracking it, and you're dishing out a lot of damage. Of course, damage doublers, damage triplers can be great with this commander as well. But of course, so can Keen Sense. An aura for a single green mana enchant creature. Generic creature deals damage to an opponent. Does not specify combat damage. You may draw a card. So again, you just play that land. All of a sudden, you hit all your opponents for 1. Draw 3 cards. Thank you. You crack that land again, Evolving Wilds or whatever it is, and then you say, oh yeah, by the way, get another land, go into play, and then 3 more damage. Do 1 to each of your opponents, and then all of a sudden you're drawing 3 more cards, and then your commander triggers you draw another card. You just drew 7 cards for playing 1 Evolving Wilds and cracking it. Yeah, there's a lot of potential for this commander. You can do a lot of crazy and amazing things, and you can make blue players jealous with the amount of, well, card advantage you have. Pick it up. Let's take a look at this. Next one, though, is Sammy Wildcat. Captain, a 4/4 Human Artificer Rogue in Boros for 6 mana with nearly 1,000 decks to its name. Double Strike Vigilance. Spells you cast have affinity for artifacts. Yeah, this commander can be absolutely broken with the right build. Again, giving every single one of your spells affinity is absolutely insane. I mean, even just a simple land in the deck like Ancient Den can be crazy with this, because Ancient Den is just a simple artifact land that can tap for a white mana. But because it is an artifact, this not only can tap for mana for you, but it also reduces the cost of every single one of your spells by 1, which is absolutely crazy for it to just be on a land. And of course, a card like Mystic Forge is just absolutely bonkers. An artifact for 4, look at the top card of your library anytime. A cast top of your library, it's an artifact card or a colorless non-land card. Tap, pay 1 life, exile top card of your library. I mean, you are going to be playing so many artifacts of this commander because artifacts are the most usable and abusable, card type because they have generic mana costs and they can do some crazy things. And being able to go, oh, I play this off the top of my library for free. I play this off the top of my library for free. I play this off the top of my library for free. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, tap, exile that. Okay, next card. This off the top of my library for free. Yeah, lots of things to be had for free with this one. Lots of crazy things you can do. All your spells cost basically nothing. What's not to love about this commander? And finally, Zoo Ifit, Osteoharmonist. Sure. And for 2/3 Human Wizard for 3 mana in black, tap, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It's a skeletonish of other types and has no abilities, activate only as a sorcery. Now, here's the thing. You might think removing abilities from something is a massive downside, and it definitely can be, but it can also be the biggest upside you have ever seen, because a card that has, well, been really good and even dominant in other formats, like Modern, now is actually just amazing with a commander like this. Just as an example, Death Shadow, a 13/13 avatar for a single black mana, gets -X/-X for extra life total. Again, in Commander, this is kind of funny. If you play this, you're like, okay, I play it. It's a 13/13 that has -40/-40. It's a -27/-27, and it is very dead. Cool. That can be your turn 1 play. You're just like, okay, I play it. All right, it's gone. It's in my graveyard now. Turn 3, play my commander, and then activate the next turn, and I have a 13/13. Gross, disgusting, amazing, yes please. And of course, well, taking advantage of some untap effects like Onyx Talisman can be so much fun. Yeah, never heard of this card? Didn't think so. Artifact for 2, pay 3, untap target permanent, use ability only when a black spell is successfully cast, only once for each black spell cast. So again, whenever you're casting your spells, you're like, okay, yeah, I'll pay an extra 3 mana, I'll untap my commander, I'll reanimate something else. And again, take advantage of those Death Shadow type cards that again have those downsides that are now upsides. Have fun with this commander in this unique way to reanimate with, again, downside that equals upside. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. Make sure you comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.